So this is a 1998 Chevy Cheyenne with a older Meyer plow with an E-47 pump. And I recently sold this vehicle to a friend of mine. It was my backup plow, but I've never used it, so I decided, to go ahead and sell it. And he's going to use it as a primary plow. And part of the agreement was for me to get these lights working, which I was never really concerned about because I had not actually used the vehicle. Well, now we're in a situation where the lights are going to be needed, and I agreed to fix them. I thought it was going to be a simple procedure, and it turned out to be a big ordeal. So the first thing I did is I started tracing all the electrical lines. If you can see down in here, this line right here, that's the main wiring harness that goes into the dashboard, and then to that relay switch goes underneath the radiator, underneath the truck, up through the radiator grill, and then attached to the plow mount system going to each light. So actually I tore all these wires apart, basically I was looking for any breaks in the wire or a fuse. Those are usually the two easiest things to do, the least invasive. If that doesn't work, then you have to get more extreme with your research. I also checked each light by hooking it up directly to the battery initially and confirmed that both headlights were working. After doing that, I had to come in here, and this is the fuse box. And I was looking for a secondary fuse or an auxiliary fuse here that went to the lighting system, but none was to be found, so I ruled that out. Then I come in under here, looked at the back side of the fuse box to see if there was an odd looking wire that might go to the plow harness. None was to be found, so that left me with the possibility of this switch, which is the light switch, and then these two switches are the actuator switches for the up and down on left and right angle on the plow. And after checking all these with a conduit tester, found that they were all good. So on this light switch here, you can see where I actually bypassed it by removing the positive and the ground wire and attaching them directly to one side of the light switch to complete the circuit. And I have confirmed that that works, and I confirmed that it works because I checked the conduity of the well, it looks white, but it's actually a brown and yellow wire there. And I get power at the end of a harness. So basically confirmed that all the wiring was good up to this point, which was kind of a bummer because I did eventually find what the problem was, and I'll show you what it was here in a minute. So ripping this entire panel off, which was a real pain. Now I have to put it all back together. And actually the hardest thing to do is to take this light switch and thread it back through this hole here, tighten it up, and then to make it all situate back in here is really hard because in order to access these two screws and these two down here, can't see them right now, but it's a really hard angle and it's really difficult to get your tool in there to tighten those up. But anyway, let's get back to the reason I'm actually making this video is because I want somebody to appreciate the effort I went through to fix a very simple problem. So after finding out I had power up to this point, this is where your plug-in goes. I took this unit right here, I took this apart. This is actually a new piece. This is the old one. And the problem was, as you notice, I have 4 wires there when there should have been 5. And I'm right there. That's where the yellow wire goes from underneath the panel inside that I pointed out. It had completely rusted through and become disconnected and was unable to be repaired. So I was really happy to see that it was such a simple problem. And now that I have done that, replaced that wire and replaced this portion of the plug, the lights now work. I will demonstrate. Ta-da! There they are. Whew. Took me a day and a half to figure all that out. It wasn't really worth it. Next time I sell a truck, it's as is. Thanks for watching.